All right, ladies and gentlemen, on your whiteboard, are the two sects of Islam? What are the two sects? What do you got, Justin? Sunni and Shiite. All right, friendly reminder, ladies and gentlemen, you have no quiz today, but you have a quiz on Wednesday. We're going to start our study guide tomorrow. We are going to do a quiz on Thursday and finish our study guide, and then we have a test on Friday. Does this sound familiar? We have a test on Friday, 25 questions. Your Muslim notes, your study guide, and your Muslim vocab are all due on Friday, so please make sure you have them ready to go. Thank you so much for your patience. I just wanted them to hear it too. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what sect believes the most qualified should be empowered? What sect believes the most qualified should be empowered? I got one. No. 2, 3. I got some wrong answers here, guys. I got a lot of wrong answers. Oh, no. What is it, Miller? Sunni are the most qualified. Who believe in the descendants of Muhammad? Oh, no, guys. Descendants. What is it, Christina? The Shiite. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what are my 5 pillars of Islam? What are all 5 pillars of Islam? If you don't know, open up your notes. We did a little chart, remember? It all comes together. What are the 5 pillars of Islam? You got 15 seconds.
Would you want us to say it?
No, I don't know.
No, I'm saying, like, would you want us to have it in, like...
There's no specific order to them. One is not more important. 5, 4, 3. All right, turn to your neighbor and share your answers and see if they're correct. And if they're not correct, fix them. Go. Turn and talk to your neighbor, Christina. Pull up your mask. What are they, Duncan?
Faith, prayer, pilgrimage, fasting, and almsgiving.
There you go. On your whiteboard, what is the fancy term for giving to charity? Come on. Good. What is it, Julia? Almsgiving. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the most important holiday for Muslims? Good. What is it, Manny? Ramadan. How do Muslims celebrate Ramadan? No, you can keep working and writing in your notes. Good. What is it, Xander? Fasting. On your whiteboard, please tell me, how many times a day do Muslims pray? Good. Taylor? 5. On your whiteboard, all Muslims pray 5 times a day facing. Good. Bella? Mecca. On your whiteboard, in Mecca, what are they actually facing? It is the holiest site of Islam. Good. Parker? Bye. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when a government doesn't care what religion you practice? Good. Come on. What do we got? Addison? Religious tolerance. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what does the faith pillar tell us in Islam? What does the faith pillar in Islam tell us? Good. I got 1, 2, 3. Good. Ari? One true God. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what are the 2 groups of people making money off the Silk Road? Good. What do we got, Xander? There you go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what are 2 goods being traded along the Silk Road? What are 2 goods being traded along the Silk Road? Good. Does that say milk?
Silk.
Oh. would not last long. What do we have? Melody. There you go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, true or false, the Silk Road is both a road and a sea route. True or false? Good. Miller. True. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the most common animal on the Silk Road? Jackson. Camel. Who can raise their hand and tell me why camels? Why camels are preferred to everything else? Marihosa.
They can go a long time without water.
There you go. They can go 100 miles without water. So all of your rest stops along the Silk Road are spread out for 100 miles. There you go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when we tie a bunch of camels together? Yeah.
I knew you were gonna ask that one next.
Because I always ask it next.
Yeah.
What is it, Veronica?
Caravan.
Caravan. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what does Dar al-Islam mean in English? Dar al-Islam. What does it mean in English? It's in your definitions there. Good. What do we got, Garrett?
House of wisdom.
House of Wisdom. Ooh, got you on that one. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the fancy term for going on a pilgrimage to Mecca? Good. I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Manny. Taj. Broski, guys. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the Prophet of Islam? Let's start with an easy one. If you don't know this answer by now, I'm going to punch myself in the face. Good. What is it, Mr. Weber? Muhammad. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the Arabic term for God? Good. What we got, Juliet? Allah. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the house of worship for Muslims called? This is where they go and pray. We have 4 of them in Tampa. Good. Erica. Oh, perfect. Sorry, Don. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the Holy Book of Islam? Good. Taylor. Good run. What is it called when the last Muslims are removed from Spain? And this will be a symbol of the transition of Europe rising in power. Good. What do we have? Melody. Reconquista. Oh, I can do this one. What is the business dynamic created by the Muslims that has 2 investors that split the responsibilities? This will make it easier to start businesses. I got 1. Nope, I don't know what that is. I got 1. It's on the board, by the way. 2, 3, 4. What is it, Parker? Partnerships. Perfect. All right, who can raise their hand and tell me where we left off on our notes? Where did we leave off, Miller? You weren't even ready? Huh? Dar al-Islam. Okay. Okay, friendly reminder, we do have a test. Don't even think about leaving my room. Don't even think about it. No, dude, you have so much work to do. You have do-nows and quizzes and notes. So many things, darling. So many things. Okay, here we go. As we talked about on Friday, we talked about how Muslims are going to be the foundation for the financial background we have today because they are worldwide traders. We're going to talk about, this is where we left off?
Yeah, we got very sidetracked.
That's fine, because I didn't want to finish.
I don't remember what it was about.
Who knows? Masks? Probably. That's fine. Okay, so notes today. Okay? And that way I'll even give you some time today to submit your notes so you can get those points, even though it's not due until Friday, of course, because that's when our test is. But if you'd like to submit them early, I'm perfectly fine with that. As soon as we finish, I will give you a few minutes. So my third period thought I was an idiot. Are any of you going to the Ed Sheeran concert? Yeah. Ari, I saw that eye roll. Are you not an Ed Sheeran fan? You're fine. You're fine, huh? You're fine. My third period educated me and said no high schooler likes Ed Sheeran, and that hurt my feelings. I mean, I'm not a high schooler, so it's fine. I'm clearly in my mid-30s. And they're very popular in your mid-30s. Very popular. You guys didn't even know he was coming? They're doing a free concert at Julian B. Lane Park.
Why is it free?
Yeah.
It's free because the NFL is throwing a party. They're paying like $4 million for him to come play. So someone was like, does he suck that bad? No.
Yeah.
No.
He's pretty bad.
I like Ed Sheeran. And I know that's because I'm 30-something and white, and that's fine. But I do like Ed Sheeran, but I won't be going, obviously. But he's going to be here at Julian B. Park on Thursday for the NFL kickoff because the Bucks won last year. We're a Thursday night football, so we're the official start of the NFL season. None of us care about that either. Okay, all right, well, okay. Well, I love football, just saying. Just want to put the vibe out there. And so if no one's going to the Ed Sheeran?
I didn't.
You had no idea?
I thought my son was
Yeah.
TikToks.
Why does your generation hate him so much?
Because he's a ginger.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He's British.
British.
British ginger.
But why?
I love singers.
His music doesn't suck, but we all just make fun of him.
I mean,
Songs do suck.
Some of them
some
suck.
of
I
them.
actually hate him. It's just like it's not.
Wow. Well, I don't understand why you hate them all. You should have heard third period made it sound like it was like the Wiggles were coming. Like who would show up?
I don't know, man. I feel
More
like
people
that.
would go and see the Wiggles than him.
You think?
Yes.
Ed Sheeran.
Huh?
It's Ed Sheeran.
He's not that bad.
He's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
He's
Well,
not
it's fine. It'll be the
I don't know
old
if
people in Tampa will be at the show. So that's fine.
Can I have this water bottle?
Gotcha.
That was a good one.
We're moving them. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, House of Wisdom, Darul Islam is going to be saving historical records, keeping things. It's going to be the center of the academic world, as we've talked about before. We just didn't get these notes. All right. Are we ready?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, you can't talk crap about Ed Sheeran and write at the same time? Are we ready now?
Yeah.
I am.
Miss Penny, you have lunch duty, correct?
Oh, yes. Don't you see me hating my life?
Do you know why they only open one line?
It's because they have 7 stalls going, and the line does actually go really quickly. But all of the other small services, like in the corners and stuff, take so many people to even get those open. It's not effective on moving people through the line as fast. We have actually one of the fastest lunch lines in Hillsborough County
Wow. How do you know that?
because they keep track of things like that.
They time it?
They time it because we have 47 minutes and they count how many interactions, how many sales they have during that hour. It's pretty easy to track. We've actually one of the fastest. And as someone who stands by the lunch line every damn day, I'll tell you, it does move very quickly. What do you got, Julia?
Is lunch free?
Huh?
Some.
Some people. Some of it?
Yeah, you can get Uncrustables or free pizza or
Or
free.
they have
Lunch is
calzones.
free.
Calzones are
The
actually
normal
really good.
lunch is free.
and it comes with like Cheez-Its, goldfish, or like a string cheese.
I didn't know it was completely free. Like you just
Yeah.
walk up.
But then there's like stuff you can get like chips and stuff that cost.
By the way, I did change
Yeah.
the slide, so there's new stuff to get down. Interesting, I didn't know
Is the
that.
red like color coded so it looks so bright?
No, because I used to have people highlight, and I will introduce that I think for the high to late Middle Ages, but my I haven't done that yet. No, keep going. All right, here we go. So locations. I'm well aware I should have switched Dar al Islam and locations because this is shorter, that one's longer. I get it. Anyway, so the locations of the Dar al Islam are going to change. However, it is going to start in Baghdad, and then it's going to move to Cairo, and then.
It's like messing with my head right now.
Good, I gotta keep you on your toes. I gotta keep you on your toes.
It likes like a
How do you move a building?
So it's not like a building, they're not moving, it's the concept of Dar al Islam. Like it being the center of the academic world, they will move the actual physical books and stuff like that. But as cities rise and fall, right, and they're more suspect to being conquered by other people, like for instance, it's gonna be moved out of Baghdad because of the Mongols. The Mongols are gonna conquer Baghdad and they slaughter 200,000 people in the streets. So they're like, yeah, this is probably not pro-academic, so we're gonna move it to Cairo. Does that make sense? So, as it goes. No, I need that head up, dude. Thank you kindly. So, by the middle of the 9th century, the House of Wisdom is the largest collection of books in the world, and it is going to be the center of the academic world, as we've talked about all the major accomplishments the Muslims have made, in regards to algebra, math, trigonometry, the inventions of surgery and the medical stuff they've done, and of course, just the writing down of history that we have. All of those things are going to be massive contributions. Are you ready now? Well, shucks. How about now?
Yes.
Yay! Whew. See, I had your back right there.
Oh,
Do you want to do a roadblock?
yeah, just like scare me.
Oh gosh.
What are they? This is burning.
It's things that we will turn and talk to our neighbors and stuff like that. It'll be something I really introduce because I really want to make sure we're finished. All right, philosophy and religion blend. The Muslim state began expanding, conquering lands. The 4 rightly guided caliphs, or the 4 first caliphs, are going to make great progress in their goals to spread Islam. Before his death, Muhammad's going to spread it to the Arabian Peninsula, but it will be after his death that they are going to spread it to the rest of the world, including in Africa. Africa is going to be one of the first places to get Islam. So when we have black Muslims, it's actually the traditional religion of the 5 major religions, of course. Of course, they have animistic religions prior and polytheistic religions prior to Islam. However, Islam is going to spread into Africa on their own free will, which is nice, we're seeing a huge movement amongst black black Americans here in the United States are converting to Islam at faster rates because it's more like the traditional religion of their ancestors pre-slavery. So depending on where they are in Africa, we know that most people are going to be Islamic because they're going to be along the trade routes. Xander, we're so close to being done, dude. If you get all these notes done, you can take a picture and be done with your notes, and it's 54.
Well, I don't know where my notes are, so I've just been taking pictures. I'm like really.
Well, why don't
looking
you
at-
take out a sheet of paper and write it down, and you can just staple it in.
Yeah, but that doesn't look like good.
Well, you lying with your head down on your desk doesn't look good for me either.
Keep my
Xander,
What?
just take out a piece of paper and write it down. Sure. But then you couldn't. But it doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
I don't care if it looks good, I want it done.
It will. That's why I've been taking a picture of it.
I know, but I'd much rather you be getting it done.
That's why I'm using the pictures, but to get it done later, because I don't have them now. And I'm really hoping they're at my house, because if not, then I have this on my camera roll for nothing.
Well, not for nothing, because you could still print something off at home and redo it, right?
Wait, can I just print it?
Yeah, it's at home. That's
But
already
no, it's not
online.
like. No, never mind.
No, it's good.
What?
Researching.
Ugh,
I'll catch up.
no!
I catch up and I really have to pee. I know you don't like this, but I went on Canvas to write the next slide, so by the time I come back, you've already explained this and the next slide.
Well, but the thing is, I changed the next slide
Oh,
from what's on Canvas.
Oh, well, I'll have to ask some friends of mine and I will have to I will be studying them.
I think you
your
should just
version.
wait and then like learn it and then go to the bathroom.
But I have to go to the bathroom now.
I'm never gonna tell you no, but it's annoying, and I hate that you go to the bathroom every day in my class. And it makes me feel like you don't care about my class, and that hurts my feelings.
Actually,
That hurts
the
my
Muslims
feelings.
are so interesting. It's awesome. No, like, I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm actually so interested. Like, there's like camels and stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna. One second. Okay.
Camels is what sealed the deal, huh?
Yes.
Hustle! That's a lie. She's
it's
not
not
lying.
gonna be good.
She's lying to us. Christina, I can see your beautiful teeth, my darling. Well, if you pull up your mask higher on top of your nose, there you go.
It falls down as I talk and as I speak. Like you see, it's like lower now. And, oh, I didn't even touch it, and now it's back. It's back down. I didn't even.
Do you want a new mask? As someone who talks all day in a mask and it never comes down, I have masks.
Do you tighten it or something?
You can like press the thing so it stays in your nose.
It's just like.
Well, you don't do it like that. You just did it wrong.
Alright, you know what? I have
Xander,
notes to
speak
do.
with kindness, Xander.
That was me speaking with kindness.
Xander, then we need to work on both tone, inflection, and word
She did it wrong.
selection.
It's like an easy thing.
Xander!
What?
That came off very harsh, darling. And I know you didn't mean it as malicious as it came across.
I mean, it was like.
Are we done?
No.
Ah, okay. Because the next two slides are the things that you're going to see all over your test, and I want to make sure everyone is ready to go. And I have photos for Muslim art. Are we excited? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do not get ahead of me just because you can. And things have changed, especially on the last. Why? Because I don't want you sitting here doing nothing like you are. If you're writing it as I'm talking about it, it does help you remember easier. That's why. Here we go. Muslim art is characterized by elaborate abstract art that demonstrates Arab patterns of life, Muslim beliefs, and calligraphy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you copied this down ahead of time, I have changed it from what is posted. Because things and people evolve. So please make sure that you are looking at my newest version. So, calligraphy. What is calligraphy? What is calligraphy, Melody? It's fancy handwriting. Does anyone get fancy handwriting videos on Instagram?
Yeah.
I do. I see them all the time, and I think it's because I watched like one or two of them, and now I get them all the time, the suggested videos. And I'm not going to say I'm obsessed because I refuse to follow any of the accounts, but that's really beautiful. But who does that? It takes so long.
I know how, kind of.
Are you good at it?
No.
Oh.
My mom does it. I don't know how. That's something that like you genuinely have to practice.
Yeah, it's a genuine skill. We do have calligraphy here in English. Yes. Okay. My mom has a very beautiful calligraphy made live, laugh, love sign.
Oh my god.
Yes, Xander, that is how white my family is. Thank you very much.
No, it's just my mom has the same thing.
Does she? Oh, look at us. There we go. We have a unified culture. Huh?
My mom's it's in like the kitchen.
Yep. Next to a white Jesus?
No, my mom does not have a white Jesus.
Oh, my mom has a white Jesus right next to it.
But she has weird pictures all over the house.
Like pictures of what?
Like stuff you get from like Best Buy
Best Buy.
or like
Home
Home
Goods?
Depot or something.
Okay. Like
TJ
what?
Maxx?
Would it be an image of like a goat or a chicken?
No, it's like a chair. There's a picture of a chair right across from the washing machine. I don't know why it's there.
Well, why don't you ask her?
Because she doesn't know why it's there either.
That's okay. Well, calligraphy. So my mom has a live, laugh, love sign in her kitchen next to white Jesus, and it is done in the most beautiful calligraphy, which is just really fancy handwriting. That's all it is. Some people have the skill, some people don't. Okay? Images and words are based on the beliefs of Allah. Now keep in mind, in Islam, you are not allowed to have a figurative representation of Muhammad. You are not allowed to have it. You are not supposed to worship Muhammad. You're supposed to worship Allah. So they don't want any images of Muhammad because they don't want people worshiping him. It is absolutely against the rules. Okay, so if you're new here and you are looking, you need to make sure you have this last part. Okay, so Islamic art and culture flourished during the golden age of the Abbasid and Umayyad caliphates. That is where we're going to have the most of the power from the Islamic empires. When we say golden age, it's the best time to be there. Okay, the best time. Yes, Jackson.
What's all of them like?
We don't know. What does Christian God look like?
They make them look like usually like white, and then they change it around and stuff. Is there like a representation of what all it looks like?
No, because you're not allowed to have a figurative representation. Figurative means a shape, like a human shape. You're not supposed to have a representation.
Just like an entity.
Kind of. It's more like you use words and you say Allah. I'm going to show you some Islamic art here in a second, if that'll help. But I don't have any of the super religious ones because you're not supposed to. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no. It's just like with Christianity. Do Christians believe in figurative representations? Yes. If you go into any church, how many pictures of Jesus are there? Like you see like all phases of life, except you never see teenage Jesus. You see baby Jesus, right? Sitting in his manger and all that stuff. But we miss teenage Jesus, right? And then we pick up at like mid-20s Jesus, right? As he's walking around, washing people's feet and stuff. And then of course we have 30-year-old Jesus who gets crucified. Mary Jose.
Can I use the restroom?
Yes, Mary Jose. I thought you were gonna ask me a question, give me some insight. All right, so Golden Age is the best time to live in a civilization. Duncan was just about to ask me. I know that's why he was texting his friend. He just needed the courage to do it. When would have been the best time to live in the Roman Empire? Of course, would have been during the Golden Age, which would have been under what?
He's kind of scary.
Who's that?
It's supposed to be Muhammad.
No. Okay. Well, so first and foremost, if there's an image of Muhammad, it wasn't done by a Muslim, right? Because no Muslims would do a picture of Muhammad. So if there's an image of Muhammad, it's done by someone else. And if someone else is doing it, are they probably doing it out of respect or probably not? Yes. So no Muslim. Guys, this is such a big deal. In France, there is a magazine called Charlie Hidalgo that put a picture of Muhammad on their cover of their magazine. And 2 weeks later, the newspaper was bombed and 20-something people were murdered. Now, obviously bombing, is that okay? No, absolutely not. However, out of respect for a culture that has no figurative and no representations of Allah, should they have put Muhammad on the cover? No. So we're both in the wrong on both sides, but that's what's going to happen. Christina.
But couldn't they like get a picture of the newspaper, or if the newspaper was still around, then wouldn't there technically be like a picture of Muhammad?
What do you mean? I don't know. What do you mean?
Like, if I saw that newspaper and
Yeah.
I took a picture of it, and then like I could upload it to Google. And then
Yeah, I mean,
that
you
would
can
go
look at the
viral.
Charlie Hidalgo photo online. It's on.
Is that the real like one, or is that just like a make fun of distorted?
It's a distorted, it's a caricature.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Like,
Guys,
for two characters?
yeah, they made him into a cartoon
That's
character.
like really.
That's very disrespectful, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I mean, do you want Jesus like to be like? I mean, every single time like South Park puts Jesus on their show, there's always huge outroar, right?
I mean, it's not it's hilarious.
Sure, sure. And like on Family Guy, they also put Jesus on there every once in a while. They also have a huge outpour of it. Sandra, you need your mask on, dude. So, people don't like their religious people on these types of satirical shows, yes? Especially the Muslims who are not allowed to have any representation. Can we agree? So, if you see a picture of Muhammad, it's not done by. And guys, just like Jesus, we have no idea what Jesus really looked like. Can we agree? Hello? There's no photographs during this time period.
I mean, we have an idea.
What is this idea?
You know, like the whole story about how he got his face left and his empire was left on the Shah?
Sure, but you have to believe that that has now been encased and that there's some magic or some mysticism behind it and that it's there. How often does that happen? You know, you have to, there's a lot of components to that whole, the Shah and all that stuff, and if you believe that, that's wonderful, but is that a clear picture?
No, it gives me an idea, which is what you were saying.
I mean, yes, sure. But we don't have an image of what Jesus looks like. We don't have an image of what Muhammad does. Unlike Christianity, who's okay with us making Jesus look any way we want. Like we talked about here in Tampa, how we have an African church that has a black Jesus on the altar. We have a Vietnamese church in town that has a Vietnamese Jesus. Yeah? With all those variants, okay, which, you know, Christianity has embraced, Islam has not embraced. No representations, no images of Muhammad, which is the complete difference between the two. I think it's pretty cool. Keep in mind, we don't know 100% what Jesus would look like, which makes sense because we don't know what anyone really looked like before photographs, yes? Paintings and stuff, you could always change. Here we go. Good. You need to know Abbasid, Umayyad Caliphates. Keep in mind, they're on my board, so are they going to come back to bother us?
Probably.
Yeah. Here we go. So here's some Islamic art. Okay, this is going to be an example of a geocentric. This is hand carved in a door in a mosque in Baghdad. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
It's alright.
It looks like those like coloring books with the like mag.
Yes, that's what they're based on.
Mandala.
Yeah, mandalas.
Okay, and here is a mosque in Al-Andalus, which is in Spain. Okay, you can see the archways, you can see the architecture. If you're in AP Art History, you're going to have to memorize what the names of these columns are, what the name of this archway is, and this is a mosque you'll have to memorize the format for, so lucky you. Okay, now, here is some figurative art, or pictures of humans in it, right, Duncan?
Yeah.
Put your phone down, dude, that's not twice. Okay, so we have a king, we have some angels, and we have his soldiers. Those are really the only things you can really use in figurative art for Islamic culture and Islamic art. Kings are allowed to be visual, and so are angels, because angels are like the facilitation of Allah, not Allah. Does that make sense? So in Islamic art, you will never see Allah represented, and you will never see Muhammad represented. Okay? And soldiers and all that stuff going off to war. And down here we have Arabic script. The cool thing about Arabic is that it hasn't really changed in thousands of years. They've kept it very similar because remember, that's how the Quran is written by Muhammad, yes? So they've kept it very similar. So if you know how to read Arabic, it is the absolute same, which is pretty cool. So I have a kid in my third period who can read Arabic and was transcribing it for us.
What?
Yeah.
What did it say?
It was something about this king and the angels and stuff like that. So, but unlike English, which has varied a lot in the last 1,000 years, yes? Okay, reading Old English is very, very hard. Arabic has stayed pretty consistent because of the Quran. And people want to be able to read the Quran and not vary the language because that's the language Muhammad spoke, which is pretty cool. Okay, here is another inside of a mosque. You can see we have a floral motif. We have these cutouts that have a different representation, the archways, the stoneware. Isn't it pretty? What? It's gorgeous.
It took a while.
Huh?
It took a while.
Oh, it takes a very long time. Here is, it does say Allah, actually. Actually, it says faith, actually. That's what my Arabic morning, and it's in calligraphy. So,
You had a kid that could read that?
yeah,
That's sick.
it's Arabic. It's beautiful, and it's just art is to be done. All right, here we go. Last box. If you copied it from online, ladies and gentlemen, Noah, I hate babysitting. Don't make me do it. I thought we've already talked about this. Yeah, if you're annoyed, think of how I feel. Okay, so Muslims in the Crusades. Right, Noah. Okay, Muslims in the Crusades. So Saladin is going to capture Jerusalem in 1187 from the Christian king. Unlike the Christians, the Saladin is going to open up the city for all pilgrims. Okay? Saladin is different even from other Islamic leaders. Prior to him, other Islamic leaders or kings made sure that only Muslims were allowed in. Saladin is going to let any pilgrim in, which is pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. Okay? You are also going to see that this is going to make Islam a military force to be reckoned with, which is pretty cool. And we're also going to see that Islam is going to be spreading to Africa. As we kind of talked about, Africa is going to be one of the original locations for Islam because of the trans-Saharan trade. It's important that we understand that in Africa, we do have kingdoms rising. One of them, and the most important one, is going to be the Kingdom of Malay. The Kingdom of Malay is going to be the richest empire in the history of the world, still to this day. And their king is going to be the wealthiest person in the world. And one of their kings, who will be the wealthiest, will be Mansa Musa. We all know Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther guy. Yes? Okay, he died. Take out those earbuds, that bell has not rung. Okay, he died, what, a year and a half ago at this point? And he was in pre-production for making a movie. I still see your other earbuds, Xander. For making a movie about Mansa Musa. We'll finish tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Noah, can you put your board away for me, please? Thank you. Darling, if you get it done while you're in the room, then you don't have to do it while you're not, yes? And if you're not going to be here that often, when you're here, you might as well get it done, yes? Yup.